Alright everyone, so welcome back to the Summer of Teeth. And yes, it's still an interesting way to say it, I think, because I'm not doing, again, just shark movies, but others with teeth. Anyways, this week we are going to be doing Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus for the week 3, and not much to say about it, except, yeah, it's an asylum movie. I have never actually seen an asylum movie before, I've just heard a lot about them, and yeah, all that wording holds true. The CGI is pretty crap. A lot of the ones are reused, and yeah. Oh god, this movie's so hard to talk about. It's still okay. We'll leave it at that. Alright, so the beginning takes place with the main character. I really don't remember her name, it's been a long time. Alright, so the main character, Emma, and her assistant at the time are using an experimental sub of some sort to see what all this disturbance slash things popping up on their radar is, and it ends up being a huge pod of whales, I guess one that normally is never this big, and it's far up north, while government testing of some sort of sonar device is going on. The helicopter ends up exploding just because it gets hit by a piece of ice, because, you know, it would explode because of that. It seems like they take their cues from Michael Bay. And it also ends up releasing the Mega Shark and Giant Octopus. They show a nighttime scene at a oil refinery, not refinery, but oil drilling platform out in the ocean. And because it's night, you know, it's going to be stormy, because why not? And there's enough flashes to induce a seizure in photosensitive people. Giant Octopus ends up coming up, destroying the whole platform. Barely seen. I mean, I think you see the tentacles. The higher-ups with Emma's corporation slash job, I really don't know what she really did aside from look at sea life. So maybe she's a marine biologist. Who knows? But they're severely pissed with her, like, massive damage of the experimental sub. So they end up firing her, but not before she has a chance to go and check the body of a whale they found on a beach. And she pulls this giant tooth out. She doesn't know what it belongs to, just knows it's a giant tooth, so she takes it. One person from the oil rig destruction ends up surviving. He gets interviewed by the government. His family believes he's dead. He's not an important character, by the way. And Dr. Shimada ends up coming in, getting his, you know, story and having him draw what he saw. So that gets brought up again later in the movie. There's an airplane that's coming down to land. This is just, again, super random. Really no point. Has the first lightning effect that actually shows a lightning bolt and not just a flash of light to blind you. And the Mega Shark jumps out of the fucking ocean and eats the damn, doesn't even eat it, like it attacks it. It looks like it should have been at least ripped in half, but when it hits the water and goes under the water, it's still like a full ship, and then it like just sinks down like that. Like, at least show it like ripped in half. I mean, you don't have to have all the other effects with it, just, you know, do something like that. Lamar, Emma's previous instructor slash mentor, shows up, and, you know, they are trying to figure out what is causing all this eating and destructions and death. And just like any other good B-rated horror movie, there's an internet slash book research scene, because, you know, everything will have answers what you need when you need it. Half Moon Bay, I honestly think, looks a lot like the beach location from Sand Sharks. I know it's a slight difference, but I mean the pier looked exactly the same, while yes, there's mountains in the background which weren't necessarily. Dr. Shimada shows up and they join forces to figure out what two beasts now are causing it, because Giant Shark, Mega Shark, does not have the same look slash, you know, destructive qualities as the Giant Octopus did. I honestly pegged this right off when they first started talking, but Dr. Shimada and Emma become future love interests. They even have a whole sex scene later, which gets them the ability to trap them. That's what they're going for. Again, with a lot of these types of movies, there's a global warming message, and that, you know, humans are the real bad guys. It's not these two creatures that were frozen in ice for a few million years. but it's the humans, you know, we're the horrible ones. So the government ends up trying to shoot the megalodon slash mega shark, whatever you want to end up calling it at this point, and they fail miserably. Like, they are like, oh yeah, we're confirmed kill, blah blah blah, and then they all die. The government busts into Lamar's home and brings the three of them in at gunpoint instead of, you know, just knocking on the door and asking for the help. Main government douchebag, I honestly don't even remember his name, is extremely stereotypically racist. Like, overblown racist. Containment versus destruction argument happens between the scientists and the government D-bag. You know, the government obviously just wants to destroy them. The scientists are all like, oh no, we can't just go and destroy everything. We gotta, you know, we gotta try to contain it and, you know, study it and, you know, not just destroy everything like what all humans always do. Government D-bag is actually apparently named Alan Baxter. The testing for lore montage is where, you know, they're trying to create this lore, but trying to figure a way how to lure them into both Tokyo Bay and the San Francisco Bay, respectively. San Francisco is going to try to take out the mega shark, and Tokyo is going to try to take out the giant octopus. A lot of failures, a lot of montage put togetherness, like this video probably will be at the end. Yeah, so there, at this point, this is where Dr. Shimada and Emma end up hooking up, and then after their, you know, moments together, they end up realizing, hey, pheromones, the power of scent, that is what our lore is missing, and that is how we're going to get these monsters at their respective locations. And, you know, it'll work because power of boners. The monsters have been frozen in ice, and that is exactly what basically they say. Not the power of boners, but that, you know, if you've been frozen for a few million years, wouldn't you want to get laid? Chatty scene before the, before enacting the plan. You know, Dr. Shimada enjoyed their time together, and, you know, that he hopes that both their areas work well, and that, you know, they can, you know, see each other again later, you know. They both fail. Both San Francisco Bay and Tokyo Bay departments end up massively failing and just royally pissing off the creatures. So they take off, they're unable to find them, so now they got to try to come up with a new plan, and the only thing that actually worked in that one was the lure themselves. So US forces lead the shark away after they actually find it. I forgot how they find it. I think it's because they're going through a sub and popping off like a part of the lure or scent every like 15 minutes or something to try to pull the shark back in. They end up getting attacked by the shark. They don't instantly die because, you know, main cast is all on this sub. And they lead the mega shark into a group of subs called the Wolf Pack. You know, they're doing fine against the shark, but then the giant octopus comes up behind them and just smacks them all over with its tentacles, and instead of exploding or being torn in half, the subs, just like the one airplane, you know, go basically vertical here and then just fall or floats away. And I guess that's to show that the subs got destroyed. You know, I figured, hey, they're pointing upwards, yeah, that'd be uncomfortable and probably get knocked out of your seats and shit, but your sub's not destroyed. But, you know, movie says otherwise. So their new plan ends up coming from Lamar, and that's to lead the shark and giant octopus into a ice trench that he knows of in the relative location of where both the shark and octopus were both initially found, actually. And to do so, they have to fit through this really small gap, which the sub is supposed to be barely able to fit, but the sub pilot ends up panicking, trying to commit mutiny on aboard, and, you know, saying that the captain's going to get them all killed, blah blah blah, which technically I guess he does, spoiler. So they're being chased by the shark and giant octopus, and end up getting battered around. The three main characters aboard this sub, Lamar, Emma, and Government D-Bag, end up escaping on the experimental sub. While that sub gets destroyed, Shimada's sub eventually comes in, helps them escape the shark or octopus. I forget which one's actually chasing up at the time, because at this point both of them are in the same area. They get batted off like all the other subs previously, so it's thought that they're dead. So the last 5 minutes of the movie is where the actual fight between Mega Shark and Giant Octopus takes place. And how is it? Well, it's okay. That's the best I can say about it. Because the shark, you know, takes bites out of the octopus's tentacles, right? Which is fine. I'm okay with that. The part I'm not okay with is afterwards they show, you know, the octopus swimming again, of course, and not even part of a tentacle is missing off any one of them. I'm okay with there being no blood, because whatever reason, but at least show one of the tentacles shortened. Pay that extra like $5 to get it digitally removed. Come on, guys. This goes on again for 5 minutes, and eventually they both die. They both just killed each other to the point where they just sink. I mean, maybe they're not actually dead, but that's what's thought of. And shows up that Dr. Shimada is still alive. So that's that. They all meet back up in, I want to say, California. You know, so where the Americans were supposed to be taking care of their shark in the beginning. And then also there's a sequel bait at the end. I'm not sure if the actual sequel was made because I haven't seen what comes after this. I should probably look that up. And if I do, I'll post a picture of like the video, you know, like this, you know, like up a corner or whatever, you know, show what it was. And if I do, then obviously it was made. Oh yeah, and then the very end, I'm not sure if it's before credits or after credits, but it just shows the shark and the octopus still sinking. Like, how are they still falling at this point? You guys have clearly been gone for a while and they're still just sinking. Really? Okay, whatever. I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 10. A 2 out of 10 rating because, you know, the characters were fine-ish, and so was the music. The effects were crap. I mean, that's to be expected with this type of movie, yes, but they reuse so much of the same stuff, and then the flashes of light, it's like, dial one or the other back, you know, use less of the same graphics or use less of the flashes, and I would have gave it a little more. The atmosphere, there's not really any tension built. There's no like, oh my god, no one's gonna survive, or oh, I already knew that was coming. And honestly, I don't really think there's any real story to this aside from, oh, Shark and Octopus got, you know, released. Oh, they're destroying shit. No, we gotta try to kill them, but we fail because it's only halfway through the movie. And then at the end, oh, hey, look, they finally got together. So, whatever. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to combine movies and not movies, but scores for the movies. And once I do, I'll get my grading system down better, because I'm not sure if I want to assign points like 2 per, you know, music, atmosphere, story, or if I want to distribute them separately based on the type of movie it is, because I already know the effects are going to be bad, like this. Or, you know, for instance, Bait 3D. I actually enjoyed their effects. The CGI was crap, but their practical effects were actually really well done, I thought, and so that counteracts the bad CGI, because the CGI is not used as much, I feel. So it's like, in that instance, maybe have the effects worth more compared to this one, which I could have had just one point and distributed the other point, whatever. But I'll figure that out later. Next time, I plan on doing Prey. Because again, can't have nothing but sharks, you know. If we're going to do the summer teeth, it has to have other things such as snakes, bats, lions, gators, fucking Godzilla. I don't know yet, but we will be doing this week by week and see what goes on. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that bell if you do. See you next time, guys. Have a good day.